Julian and I take a deep dive into the disc. Down in your computer, where it needs to be. Find your happy moments. Remember, let's bring them up. I don't know why I'm trying to like sing to this shit. It's good stuff.
I don't know. We're gonna get that intro down. Do not worry.
Yeah.
But for now, thank you for being here with us on another episode, on the third episode of This Dungeon.
A wild episode it is because we braved the storm, the trenches, the flooding of the wonderful Manhattan under global warming rules.
Yeah. Global warming. It's a real thing.
It is. It is. Despite recent belief, it's totally true. So let's start right off into what we were doing last week and the musics that inspired us this week.
Oh, yes.
You know.
So let me put you on.
Okay.
Cool. All right, man. So last week, I put you on to a couple songs.
You did.
All right. So the first one to note is Overtime by Chris Brown.
I love that one. I'm usually, like I said, I don't really like seek that type of music out. Usually my R&B days are long behind me and rap is even worse. And I remember like, oh, isn't that dude to beat the shit out of Rihanna? So I was right in my head like, oh, that is no. But this music is so good.
Yeah, that's the problem with music and I guess just humans in general, right? That, I mean, as long as one aspect of a shit show makes us feel good, I mean, we're gonna.
I still like Michael Jackson. I can't have it.
Oh yeah, I mean, I still like Michael Jackson too, but I like his music, and that's the thing. That's like I'm able to separate Michael Jackson's music from Michael Jackson as a person.
Yeah,
and there's people who can't, and that's fine. But I mean, you're missing out.
Yeah, you are.
That's some good ass music.
But it's great to listen to that song over time. It's great. I mean, even I watch the video, and that's how I listen to the music you put me onto. And usually everything's by YouTube. So of course I'm watching the video. I'm like, oh, this is great. It has like this that fade, like almost a Back to the Future text.
Got it. Yes.
Yeah.
I mean that was his actual like cover. Like the cover of that particular song was that very Back to the Future, like I'm traveling through space type of thing.
Dope song.
Cool.
My favorite that you gave me this week was actually Gustavo.
Oh, wait.
Yo.
Gustavo. Oh, my God.
That
Gustavo Cerati. Yes.
Yeah.
There was a reason why I gave you that song.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
All right. Give me the reason.
Well, the reason was because, so learning your music preferences through the show, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's the first reason. I knew you were going to like it. Second, I really wanted to talk about that intro.
Oh, yeah.
And how
that slow start. It reminded me of the one I gave you, Intruder.
Exactly.
Like you were at first like, wait a minute, what's going on? This is kind of like, and then it pops off. Oh, that's it.
Just for our listeners, what is the name of the song?
The name of the song is Cosas Impossibles.
Okay, so he totally butchered
the shit out of that. I'm not Spanish.
Cosas Impossibles by Gustavo Cerati. Rest in peace. He actually passed away.
Oh man,
he passed away. I want to say
it would have been good if they put that in the video.
Yeah, I want to say about 5 or 6 years ago. But
terrible.
In terms of the Spanish rock scene, that man is in the Hall of Fame.
Oh wow, absolutely. Mm-hmm. I mean, he put me over from Mana. Like I was like, holy shit, this guy's really talented.
Mm-hmm.
The song, so I don't, like I said, I'm not Spanish. People assume immediately that I am, and I only understood like a couple of words here and there. So to me, it was like listening to Grimes. I don't know if you ever heard Grimes. She's like,
I like Grimes.
Yeah, she mumbles. She doesn't actually speak. Yeah. So to me, it was like that same experience. Like, I don't know what's going on. You'd probably be saying, Joe Dove, you suck dick. And I'd be like, yeah, this is great. But his melodies, the music, the riffs, the guitar, on point. Everything was fantastic. And that's definitely my favorite from your list last week.
Okay.
And last but certainly not least, Bad Bunny. And Bad Bunny's song was
Calladita.
Calladita. You see, I'm glad you're doing it, not me. Because people are like, what? That guy's so white. My God. Did he just come out of the corn farm? What the fuck? But great song. I actually heard it before.
Oh, okay.
My boss at work listens to Bad Bunny. He has some of their paraphernalia with him at all times. And he actually played it a couple of times at work. And I didn't know the name of the song But once I listened to it, I said, "Oh yeah, I know that." So if if you're ever listening to this, Luis, thank you very much.
So I mean, Calladita is a banger. I mean, it's playing everywhere right now. And another, see, the songs that I recommended to you weren't just because, oh, you know, these are mainstream songs, or these are songs that are out now, or just randomly listen to them. Gustavo Cerati, I sent you that song because he's a legend, and because of what that song did in the intro. Calladita, because they actually sampled an anime. And that's going to be your homework for next week to find out what anime they sampled. But they sampled the intro of an anime in that, and I love that because it's, you know, I love that Hispanic culture is now embracing that and using that in their music. You know, it's just it just really shows a new direction for reggaeton, and I love where it's going. And Bad Bunny, J Balvin, Ozuna, all these artists are at the forefront of that, and so it's exciting to see reggaeton mature a little bit. I mean, not in word wise, because they're still talking about the same shit. So
yeah, Gasolina, right? I remember.
Gasolina.
Gasolina. I gotta go pick corn. I'm gonna put some gasolina.
All right, and my homework was all right. So you know how you in when we were discussing your 3 songs, you were telling me how the videos were adding to the music.
Right.
Well, I had the opposite effect because the songs you recommended to me were like 90s type music, and these videos were awful, man.
Well, 90s, yeah.
Oh man, these music videos
do
are
fit.
awful. They fit, but it's just.
I mean, for the time,
I
had an iPhone at that time,
dude. At a certain,
you got out there, you got film reel. You said, "All right, action," and then if you fucked up, it's like, "Oh god damn it, we don't have enough money for the rest of this video."
Dude, at a certain point, I literally had to turn off the brightness of my screen and just listen because the videos they were killing me. They were making me enjoy the music
like
less.
90s. Remember those 90s videos, painfully so.
But here we go. The first one I listened to was "Sun and Moon" by Above and Beyond.
So that's actually not from the 90s. That's actually from 2011.
No, okay, and that's the one song that I watched the video to.
Yeah,
and it's the one song that, because of the video, I created an emotional connection to the song.
And I have one too. This is a breakup song, and this is like I was saying last week. My ex and I don't have any. We didn't have a couple song. We didn't have a song that was like, "Oh my god, I think of you when I see this, when I hear this." We have a breakup song.
Okay.
So "You'll Never Get Over Me" and "I'll Never Get Over You" is the main juice of the lyrics in that song. And I got over her, obviously, but but I did. But for a while, like, she kept talking to me and kept coming back.
She kept opening that wound up.
Yeah. She's like, "When are you going away?" And if she's a lawyer now, so she'll probably like listen to this. Oh, motherfucker.
She's probably gonna call you or text you right now.
Nope, numbers change. You never know me.
Oh, true. I mean, but she knows your YouTube, I guess.
Oh, yeah, that's been a while. It's been a while. But yeah, so "Sun and Moon," it's a breakup song. The video even gets into that. It gets into the darkness of a dissolved relationship. And the video does a great job of like mending it. And that album is called Group Therapy by Above and Beyond. And it's group therapy because each song goes into like a different, disturbing moment of somebody's life. That one's about divorce. There's another one about death. It's a great album, and I highly recommend it.
Yeah, I was again, the song started, I wasn't that into it. It sounded like a generic like techno song.
Yeah, very MIDI.
Just super MIDI. But the video did it justice because the guy dancing and the passion and
him like trying to leave, and the guy's going, no, come back, my friend.
Yeah, exactly. Just everything in the video really put more into the song, and then obviously the song kept building. And so, at that point, I listened to the whole thing. I towards the end, I was definitely into it. Moving on.
Yep.
When We Dance by Sting.
Oh man,
that's a
90s video. And that's hard to.
Oh yeah, I mean, I definitely turned.
Did you watch the blue screen or the green screen?
The blue screen. No, I watched the one that I don't know, it was his face and he's standing on like some glass buildings.
Oh, okay. So you watched the blue screen. The green screen one, that he's not at a building. He's like in a studio, and it's a very different look, but not much different.
Well, the song was very Sting to me.
It's very Sting.
It's very Sting.
Yeah, absolutely.
And if I'm not mistaken, is this the one with the
crazy love twist?
With the love twist in it?
That's it.
Talk to me about that.
All right. So when we dance, if you listen to the song, it sounds like a beautiful love song that you would assume meaning, oh yeah, I'm getting this wonderful woman and getting her back, and everything's fantastic. But in reality, it's about a guy chasing a married woman, and him trying to pull this woman back from a guy that just put a golden ring on her fucking finger.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's a very twisted love triangle. It's a lot more interesting and exciting than a Stalker song, which we discussed previously.
And the thing is that Sting makes all these things sound so just like it's a romance.
Right.
He makes it sound
and you think it's a safe romance, but in actuality, it's like, no. This is very Maury. Like, we're gonna have to do a paternity test on the baby.
God. Well, I liked it. I would say that it's still not my favorite. I still haven't gotten to my favorite one.
Really?
Yes.
Oh my God, that's probably my favorite song of his.
Of his all time?
No. Top five.
Okay, got it. I don't know, man. I don't know. I just
no Sting this week, so don't worry.
Yes, please. I'm stinged out.
Listen, I like how the bass guitar sounds. That's my thing.
I mean, yeah, I agree. I agree. That is my favorite instrument as well.
Anyway, go ahead. Next song.
I mean, whatever that is.
Yeah. That was a bass. Anyway, go ahead.
The bass.
That's the bass.
All right. So, When We Dance by Sting, Sun and Moon, and then I listened to Massive Attack.
Oh man,
Protection.
The Matrix here. Yeah, that's tough. That's a 90s.
So the video again
is terrible.
Threw me off. I was just not vibing with the video. But as soon as I turned off the video and I closed my eyes, I realized that this would be a really dope song to listen to when you're high, when you're on shrooms or something, man. Because it was just like, it was entrancing. It was entrancing. It wasn't, at first I thought it was going to be a vocal heavy song, but it's not. It's a very instrumental type of song. So I actually liked it. I was just sitting down, relaxed, and the song emphasized that moment as well. So
here's the trick about that song. It's a great song. Lyrics not so much, but and the lyrics are heavy. It's about, I'll do whatever I can to protect you. Obviously, it's actually self-explanatory. But the trick about this song is it's heavy bass. Every time I've put that in my friend's car, I've blown one of their speakers.
Oh.
Yeah. Because the bass is so heavy, and most people trick out the bass in their car. They get the equalizer, and they spend a shit ton of money to make sure that bass is so heavy that it's shaking up the whole block. And they fuck up their cars, and I'm like, oh yeah, play this song. And like, I'm giving them the and a buddy of mine just got like this crazy Bose system, and we played that song right before I came in last week, so it was like fresh on my mind. And I fucked his speakers up too.
I mean, that just means that whoever engineered that song did not do a good job.
Either that, or they just put in a lot of bass.
Well, that's what I mean.
Yeah, they meant to do that.
Well, yeah, there are songs that there's more emphasis on the bass, but not to get too technical into it. But
that's what you're here for.
I guess. Well, yeah, if you're breaking speakers, even if you're hitting that range, there probably is something wrong with the mix. And on top of that, this is from the 90s, so maybe there's some different, maybe something didn't translate over 10, 20 years later.
Yeah, because that song, every time I played, is actually from the original CD that I had in 94, 95.
Okay.
And the claim to fame from Massive Attack is they actually produced a song for Madonna off of the Take a Bow album. I don't know if you remember that. The Take a Bow.
Okay, so this is homework for next week now?
No.
Because this is how it starts always.
Yeah, it usually ends up that way. But they did a lot of engineering for her, and they worked with Babyface.
Okay, I know Babyface.
Yeah, I love Babyface. It's one of my R&B favorites. and he does a lot of great mixing. But they also broke out from The Matrix. And I don't know if you've heard, but they're actually doing a fourth Matrix film.
They're doing a fourth Matrix.
Yeah.
Yes,
so a little bit of movies throw today. Hey. But yeah, that's another reason why I brought up Massive Attack. Massive Attack is a really cool collective. They actually have their main DJ is a graffiti artist, and supposedly the rumor is, I don't know if I brought that up last week, but every time he performs in a city, he tags and somewhere in that city with this special spray paint visual, and it's happened in like Munich and Brooklyn. Actually, they have one. They were here. Wish I went, but I skipped that one for whatever reason. But the main singer, he's the starter and creator of Massive Attack, and they run with a bunch of different people. They have so many guest vocalists. All of them are fantastic. Some of them are more bluesy, more sensual in the soul, and some of them are very trip hoppy, which actually started from them, if you ask me. But like Goalie and Tricky, they're all popped up at Massive Attack's record studio at some time, and they've been a phenomenal group since the '90s. But the videos are hard to watch. I will admit.
Yeah, that's it. And my favorite song.
Yeah.
My favorite song out of the four. So
3.
No, you gave me 4 this time, and
my bad.
and I'm glad that I went to the fourth one.
Oh,
so the fourth one was you recommended for me to listen to Una Furtiva
Lagrema, yes, from
by Stefano, but I could not find Stefano's version.
Oh, no?
So
You listen to Pavarotti?
I listened to Andrea Bocelli.
Ah, Bocelli.
Oh my God, man!
Wow, that's
so
great.
So for you guys, it's opera. It's
different.
Oh man, his voice is powerful, dude. Definitely not the type of music that you pop up on a drive or you listen into a club. None of that. But man, if you just want to listen to some powerful music that's gonna give you goosebumps and just make you think like, wow, like what really is music, you need to listen to that. That was my favorite, man. That took me somewhere.
You definitely got to listen to Stefano's version. Okay. And what I've done is I've actually put it on tobeseen.com. And on tobeseen.com, so I'm looking at that camera and that one. Boop, 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 boop. So I've actually put it on the music section. So that's usually where our stuff goes. So, but I put it up so in case you had trouble finding him, at least you could find him there. And I guess I should have told you. Maybe that's my bad.
Well.
Mm-hmm.
Well, all in all, I like the musical choices. That was my favorite. Una Furtiva Lagrima.
And that's that one's about a guy who was avoiding a woman, and then one day in the marketplace he realized he loved her, and then his whole world like stopped, and that's why he's singing. That's the whole purpose of the song.
Wow.
Yeah. So that brings us to a close in our first segment.
Yes, it does.
Yeah. So we're moving on.
Section number 2.
Yep.
Where are we going now?
We are headed to.
Depends on you, but we could definitely go to Tricks of the Keys.
Oh.
Tricks over the keys.
We're...
We need like a pew 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 pew.
Yeah.
We need some sound effects in here.
That'd be crazy.
Tricks of the keys.
Or like some crazy like piano, like some asshole stomping on a piano. Like look at a cat running across the piano. Right. Tricks of the keys. That'd be fun.
Joe, I'll let you take this one.
So this week, I actually, ironically, I had a rough week, as per usual, but this one more so than other weeks because my godfather actually had another heart attack.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And he's in CCU, and I'm really close to the guy. And I went to visit him, and I always listen to Fleetwood Mac when I think of him because he looks like Mick Fleetwood if Mick Fleetwood didn't have a lot of money. So okay.
All right.
So for you, the homework stemming from this section will be Dreams by Fleetwood Mac. And that one is a great Tricks of the Keys because you would think, oh, okay, so these are all love songs so let me give you the lyrics. Thunder only happens when it's raining. Players only love you when they're playing. Women, they come and they go, but when the rain washes you clean, you know. It's actually about Stevie Nicks breaking up with Lindsey Buckingham, the guitarist. She's the lead singer. He's the lead guitar.
Okay.
And, you know, there's a lot of actually pretty famous songs on that album. Go Your Own Way. You can go your own way. Yeah. So they're all about everybody fucking each other in the band and getting pissed at each other. So they're literally Lindsey Buckingham singing about how Stevie Nicks is pissed at him. So she wrote a song for him to sing because he cheated on her, and she was pissed off. But it's so beautiful. It's like thunder only happens when it's raining. It's like, oh, that's so sweet. She's like, I hear you fucking that other bitch. I don't think I didn't hear that.
I mean, I feel like that happens more often than not.
Yeah, absolutely.
When it comes to music,
like No Doubt was famous for that because Gwen Stefani was banging the drummer
all the time.
Yeah,
and then the drummer was just, and then what was it? The guitarist was hung up on her. Or something.
Yeah, he wanted that's going back to When We Dance. Like,
yeah.
Love
Sorry, bro. Sorry, bro.
Yeah, but I won't dive into this thing. But yeah, the Fleetwood Mac's one of the bands that I absolutely adore. It's a rarity that you have most of the band members being able to sing. Usually somebody's focused on, okay, you're the guitarist, you're the drummer, you're the bassist. That band is picking one person to be the singer. Nope. We got 3 people that can sing beautifully. So that's one of the big reasons why I listen to Fleetwood Mac. You never know who's going to be, all right, who's singing this today? Who's singing this song? This is great.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for that. The Tricks of the Keys. Thank you, guys. I mean, this section, I love this section because not only do I get knowledge of music that I probably don't know because Mr. Jovi here has just completely different musical taste.
Than anybody on the planet.
On top of that, I just, it's these fun facts I like to learn. So
yeah.
Hopefully you guys like them. If you like this section, let us know. Comment below. Give us some feedback. Tell us how we're doing. We know we're fucking up.
I actually got feedback. Of course,
we're working on
it. People don't want to comment in the comment section for whatever reason. Don't be shy. But I got a call out from. Remember, I recommended Mike Oldfield, Crystal Gazing, or something like that.
Yes, last.
And you were like, "Oh, that song was weird," and I said, "Yeah," and it was Sally Oldfield. Well, no, I was wrong. It was actually Molly O'Malley. She actually sang on that, not his sister. So it has no bearing to you, but a big somebody I got Mike Oldfield.
But they shouted us out. They corrected us. That's what we want, guys.
Yeah,
let us know, man. We're gonna work on this. We're getting better.
Yeah.
Cool.
We take notes. I have notes.
We do all that.
All
right. Well, this next section though is going to be interesting because this is a little different for us this time around.
Yeah, this is gonna be fun.
We call this section Behind the Beat. And the reason why it's called Behind the Beat is because we're literally giving you behind scenes on artists and songs that me and my team are working on a week-to-week basis. So this week we have a gentleman that goes by the name of Jay Lerma. He's from Queens, just like me. Queens represent. Queens bitch killers. Anyways,
dead ass. Is that a popular Queens saying? Dead ass.
Dead ass is New York now, basically.
Oh, at this point, get taken over.
But Jay Lerma is going to school us on that because he's been in Queens for a bit. So we're gonna have Jay Lerma as a special guest. Take it from there.
Woo, yeah. Welcome to the show, Jay Lerma. Woo! Look at that, fresh out.
Thank you.
You literally look like you could be my older brother, and I'm probably older than you.
What's up, everybody?
Welcome to the show, man. Thanks for coming on. I really appreciate the time.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. We absolutely love hearing from artists up and coming, and especially those that work with Julian. So thanks for being gracious enough to donate some time at this late hour because it's a bitch in New York City today. Those of you who don't know, it's raining like a son bitch.
Oh yeah. I came here with the expectation of getting here at 7 on the dot, and I got here at 7:45. But that's kind of like the New York lifestyle nowadays. You gotta expect for delays, major delays, whether it's MTA or traffic. Oh yeah.
So the first thing I'm going to ask you is, how did you get into music? What got you there? How long have you trained?
Mm.
Those,
Well,
those fun
yeah, those
icebreakers. Do
you
want
gotta
some
you
gum?
gotta dig deep into the crates of your lifespan, I guess.
Or dive deep into the discs of your.
Yeah, I would say for me, music. Once I started to write and start, just to look for different ways to express myself was when I was like 12. Kind of when I was going through like pre-puberty, you would say, because at that time it was like a lot of DMX, a lot of Jay-Z, a lot of Nas, and I was like, yo, these guys are so close to me, like they live around here. To me it was more simple. It's like they rep New York, and I was really prideful, and I was like, damn, if they could do it, maybe I could write something. And then I found Big Pun.
Oh,
And when I
I
found,
actually really like Big Pun.
yeah, like once I found Big Pun, I found like a real connection to like the Latino aspect of it.
I liked him because he was fat.
Oh, and yeah, that was another thing. I was a chunky kid.
Yeah, me too.
So it was
So
super relatable.
Yeah.
A big guy who can rap and keep up with the big guys.
Yeah.
Exactly. So it gave me like a sense of pride, and I was like, you know what, let me just start writing. And music shifted down south when I got into my middle teen years, and I still kind of wanted to keep that like New York aspect of myself, even though like everybody was like, I lean with it, rock with it, all that, long tees and 4XLs and whatnot. But
For us, just shirts.
fun fact is one of the first beats I ever got on was Jay Quan. I don't know if you remember him. He was a guy who sang "Everybody in the Club getting tipsy."
Oh,
right?
Yeah.
So if you
Actually in the club.
right, so he had this song called Hood Hop, which
Okay.
was like a gritty, like
Dude,
hip hop beat.
I remember
And,
that.
if you listen to it, just like the beat, even though it was a down south rapper, it held a lot of like aggression, like New York rappers would have. So I kind of like gravitated to it, and I wrote. And of course, they were like, shit bars at the time, but for me, it was like a big step up. I was like, okay, I have something here. And it throughout the years, I was just polishing. So I could say from 12 is when I started writing it. And then when I got to like 14, 15 is when I really started recording and hearing myself. And then just from there was putting hours and hours and hours of dedication into it. Until now, I feel like if I needed to write a song, I can do that within an hour and, make it sound good and have it have meaning, which is pretty hard.
It's extremely hard nowadays.
Yeah.
That most people just kind of throw stuff together. And
Right.
when a song has meaning, I gravitated towards even further. So
Right.
super excited to hear your music.
Thanks, man. Yeah. For me, I never just want to put out something to put it out. I've always been a stickler of like, what important stuff can I provide listeners before anything? And if I can make it sound melodic or catchy or have somebody, say, wow, you flowed with the beat really good. Yeah. But then after that, do you have replay value? And what are they going to dissect in my song? I want to leave the listener wondering, like, what did that mean?
So you're very metaphoric.
Yeah, in a sense, metaphoric, and also kind of just like telling stories at the same time, because I want to keep the listener in tune in what my mind state is, so they can kind of like compare and contrast, because everyone is different. But at the end of the day, most people are empathetic into how they understand certain people, and if they can understand me, they might have a different perspective at the end of the day.
Totally get you. So can you give us, I know you're giving us examples of like who inspired you. You said Pun and DMX. I actually met DMX, and I'll tell you that story one day.
Yeah.
It wasn't a good experience.
Oh, no?
Yeah.
He was barking on you?
Yeah, he actually barked at me.
Oh.
He came into, I used to work at a mall. I told you guys last week. And X comes into the store, and of course, Ja Rule had that song with J-Lo at that time.
I'm real?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'm real.
Yeah. Cookie Monster song.
Yeah, the Cookie Monster song. Okay. So fucking X comes into the store, and like my uncle's best friend is his actual uncle. So we have a close connection. I didn't realize it until that time. But he comes into my store and he's on the phone, and I'm like, he's like really into it. And like people are following, but I'm not really paying attention because it's Christmas time. I'm tired. And I'm like, God, that guy's really got a raspy voice. You think he's Ja Rule? And he stopped what he was doing and he looked at me and I was like,
no.
oh, my my assistant manager at that time, I was the manager. He looked at me. He's like, it was about that time you realized you fucked up.
Oh man. I think if it was Ja Rule and you mistook him for X, it would have been a different scenario. But because X is like a really prideful dude, like
Yep.
he's a legit MC. Like he'll make the poppy songs and whatnot, but when it comes down to like rap, like he actually like gets down. Like if you listen to a lot of his catalog, outside of the hits, he really is spitting like some real hip hop stuff, like about his life, about his upbringing. So I guess Ja Rule might have been an insult because Ja Rule doesn't really come from that. Ja Rule's more or less like, you know, the poppy rap, you know, what would I do without you? Like, you know, type of stuff, you know?
Yeah. Well, when he actually purchased his item, my assistant manager was standing right next to me at his register, and I was standing on mine. He had an open register. X slams his card on my table, and I was like, "Oh, hello, sir." I got super white at that moment. How are you doing, buddy? How can I help you? And then my friend, of course, really ribs me, and he's like, "Not to blow your spot or anything." And he like leans in and gets quiet. You're DMX, aren't you? And he's also Caucasian. And then X looks at me. He's like, "Yeah." I was like, "Oh," and it looks at me. And I'm like, "But he has to." Like I'm trying to like move past it, but he was cool. He
he gave you a subtle check. That's like a hip hop. Like, yo, like I'm gonna let you slide, but you know, there's no, I know.
Yeah. It's like you done fucked up.
Yeah, no, that's valid.
That's a fun little story that I have with music.
Nice.
But let me ask you, like, what song that you've listened to that really helped you through an instance in your life where you were really down, or you know, even if you were really happy, but emotional connection to music is really what gets me going. Like, you know, I like I said, I don't know if you heard, but my godfather had another heart attack.
Right. I'm sorry to hear that.
I appreciate that. But you know, music gets me through it. So I know we were talking about hip hop and everything. I'm listening to Enya this week. That's your homework. You let Sting put you to sleep, motherfucker. But no. So just curious, like you have a really big slate of artists that inspired you. So I'd like to know like what somebody that got you through.
I feel like this is a super coincidence moment, and it happens, and it I guess that's the way music is. Certain things gravitate to each other, but it's actually one of DMX's songs. Oh, believe it or not. Oh, yeah. Like I listen to a lot, but like you know, I feel like growing up as a teenager in like a broken home, you know, I feel like we all kind of did a certain version of it, whether it was like, you know, either your parents having problems or you having a problem with your parents and how you connect. And, you know, kind of like relating more to the street life. I wasn't the one to sell drugs or anything like that, but I was out in the streets. It's not like I wasn't.
That was my last question.
Yeah, like
you gotta die, what are you talking?
Yeah, you know, like like just being out and, you know, seeing everything and being around everything. Like just because, you know, I didn't do it doesn't mean I wasn't around it. So one of DMX's songs is called Slipping. So the one that goes, I'm slipping, I'm falling, I can't get up. And it's a really like, this is probably one of my favorite DMX songs because he really lets out. Like, I feel like he was crying on the microphone. Like, he didn't let out a cry, obviously. Yeah. But he was like just in the studio, spilling his guts. Yeah. Like, I could feel like he was like on the verge of a breakdown. And I'm pretty sure I could relate in certain songs that I've written where I've like had to stop writing because, you know, I got emotional about it. And I felt like that was one of the songs that at a super young age, maybe I was like 16 or 17 when I really got down to listen to it. You know, I would always go to sleep with my Walkman on, or, you know, like you know, like my mini iPad, you know, like the throwbacks, the MP3s.
Oh, the Discman, remember that?
Yeah. So, you know, like the real throwbacks, because, you know, I'm up there in age.
Oh, good. Welcome.
Yeah, I'm a seasoned buck. Nice. But yeah, you know, I would go to sleep hearing different music, whether it's hip hop or, you know, reggaeton at the time was popping. But that song would come on, and if it would come on, like, you know, I just let some tears out, not like on some like, oh, like sobbing, like it was just like they were running down my face as I was hearing the music because I felt what he was feeling. And I tried to put myself in that position. I was like, damn, this man had it hard. Like I'm over here complaining, And this man like was really homeless as a child.
Yeah.
It's fucked up, but
Big time. Big time. Well, like I said, music, it changes and it varies for everyone, and people get different messages from lyrics and the melodies. And I really appreciate you sharing that
no
that
doubt.
piece with us. So, into the vein of sharing, let's talk about some of your music, man. Let's hear. What are you working on right now?
Well, right now I'm actually, trying to get my wings back into this. I went on a little bit of a hiatus. I feel like it's good for me as an artist because I've done it a few times, and every time I bounce back even harder, like with more material that it's gonna stand the test of time, at least in terms of my discography. And I feel like I need that refresher to really kind of hone in on where I'm at in life and understanding, how I'm evolving as a person and as an artist. So when I put that pen to the pad, it's not for nothing. It's not to just continue a flow or continue let's say like a genre that's popping or whatever vibe is out now. It's going to be organic. It's going to be different, but it's going to be 100% me, and nobody can even question it when it comes out. So I feel like right now, I just started working with Julian. We cooked up this track from scratch, and it's just evolving like every step of the way. Like whether it's me tinkering with the lyrics or him tinkering with the beat and certain melodies, like we're still like, I would say like 50% done or 60% done, but like already that much has a lot of stake into the song because it feels like something's happening with the song. And that's what I look for. Whenever I do any work, it's what potential does it give my ear? Like when I hear a song in the first 15 to 20 seconds, I know this is my song or not. It's for me or it's for not. And I want every one of my songs to give me that feel,
Awesome. All right, so let's hear it. Let's get the title. I'll put you on the spot.
This is Julian, by the way.
Welcome back.
I don't know if you guys have missed me or not, but yeah. So we're gonna play an instrumental. And again, in the comment section, let us know. Send us some fire emojis. Send them some whale emojis, some squirt emojis, whatever whatever you guys are feeling. Emoji.
Hey, if you're feeling the eggplant, go ahead. There's certain people that vibe with that. But yeah, we're gonna play you this teaser. Produced by
I am excited to hear the rest of that, and I expect an inbox with the rest of it.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, good.
And that's not. I mean, I'm just gonna cut in again, guys.
It's the way you got to do it.
That's not even what we added today.
No, that's
yeah. So we today we worked on just basically refining the beat a little bit more, and we went ahead and added some organic elements such as a guitar, which we felt was really gonna add fill up a lot of the space in the
That
song.
guitar.
that guitar behind me that
Yeah.
that
You guys can't see
that
it.
you guys can't see.
Oh.
Wah, wah.
And the people that are listening, you definitely not.
But again, I guess just to hold true to the lyrics and the fact that we're not just trying to make music or follow a trend. You know, we're actually trying to make a connection. Song is called "Stay a While." And yeah, I mean, it's essentially that. It's Jay Lerma here looking a girl straight in the eye with this sexy ass bass in his voice and telling her, you know what I mean? Let me give you all the reasons why you need to stay a while and why this is beneficial for you and me.
Eggplant emoji.
There you go. That's the one.
It's great. Man, I really enjoyed having you on the show. I hope you come back.
Definitely.
Please tell everybody where they will be able to find you.
All right.
Throw out your tag handles. Just no gang signs.
Yeah, right. So in terms of social media platforms, obviously we have the good old IG. It's gonna be J and then Lerma LERMA_N for Nancy, V for Victor. You could follow me. I'll follow you right back. Not on some corny stuff where I'm trying to get like followers and I don't care about who I'm following. I like to interact with anybody who takes the time out of the day to look at my stuff. And on SoundCloud, just put J dot and then my last name LERMA. Same thing on YouTube. And soon, once we start releasing music, we'll be on Spotify. I was on Spotify before, but that was a lot of old records, which I will be releasing. But the time's got to be right. I want to have a whole catalog of things.
Super excited! I can't wait.
Definitely.
We're definitely going to be in touch. I'm going to be following you. You're going to see a strange masked man. Don't be afraid. He's friendly.
Nice.
All
I'm following right back, man.
Perfect.
Appreciate you guys for having me.
Hey, man. Appreciate you
Good
coming
luck
in.
with everything. It's awesome, man.
Yeah, thanks for sharing.
Keep doing your do.
Hey, keep blowing that music. We can't wait to
no
listen.
No doubt, man.
All right, man.
Queens, baby.
Yeah.
You don't want to know.
You don't want to know. Oh man, what a dude!
All right, yeah, I told you.
First guest.
First guest.
Yes.
Jay Lerma.
Yes. And if
That's
you...
right. Oh snap, we might have two. No. All right, guys, that was exciting, man.
A lot of fun.
We're towards the end of this
this
podcast
is the end of the
now.
saga today. Yeah.
I don't know. How do you feel about this today?
That was great.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of sharing, very emotional connections.
Yeah, a lot of
music.
DMX.
Yeah, a little DMX story.
Oh man. Well, I think that the only thing that we haven't touched is we asked Jay Lerma about what music was pivotal in his life.
Right.
And
he gave that X story.
Exactly.
Amazing, yeah.
That's awesome. So I mean, I'd kind of like to ask you if you have any songs that come to mind for you at the moment for music that saved your life.
Music that saved my life. All right, so we went through Above and Beyond. That kind of helped me because there's a lot of music during that too. So I had this terrible year where a possible promotion at my job at the time was taken away because my boss died in China. My mother was diagnosed with MS, and she had to be put in a nursing home. My mother was the financial equal to myself at that time, and having that equal be stripped and no longer having that financial income coming to balance what's going on put a big damper, and I lost my house.
Wow.
And that same week, now all of this happened within like a couple of days of each other. When they diagnosed my mom with the MS, I got home and I came home to a foreclosure. We're going to get real personal. Came home to
That's what it's about, huh?
Yeah. Came home to a foreclosure sign on my door saying, okay, so that's it for you, buddy. Mm-hmm. And what got me through it all was Faithless. Now, you've probably never heard of Faithless.
Mm.
Am I correct in that assessment?
I mean, by who?
Faithless is the name of the band.
Yes.
Yeah, I figured. It's a very another British elite.
Okay.
Faithless was a DJ. It brought up a lot because there's about to be a hype for Eminem and Nick Cannon.
Yes.
Yeah. So apparently there's like R.I.P. Nick Cannon going on right now.
Rest in peace.
Yeah, because M's gonna kill him or whatever. But so M brought up Dido. So this is how I found them. So around this time, I repicked up M's album, and I was like, oh yeah, I always wanted to see what Dido was about. So I went and I found.
Oh,
Yeah.
I used to always call her Ditto.
Ditto.
Dido is so amazing.
Yeah, her voice was crazy. So she had a brother
yes.
who was a DJ in England, and I had gotten the CD when one of my superiors at my job left, and it had this double album from Faithless, and one of the albums was No Roots, and No Roots is like experiencing so much pain in your life, you know, loss of identity, loss of home, loss of life, everything you could, like the full gamut of the human experience. And it's such a deep album, and it's also uplifting because in the end, which is the last song, that'll be your homework. In the end, everything.
By who?
Faithless.
Faithless too.
Yeah, it's all that whole album is just amazing. It's one of those albums that you can. I don't know if you've ever had this experience, but when you play a song on a certain album, instead of skipping to this favorite song, the songs are so good
Mm-hmm.
and they're so level with each other that you can just, all right, I'm just gonna push play and I'm just gonna sit back.
Yeah,
And that's one of those albums. It's No Roots by Faithless.
got it.
And it digs deep into mixed culture. No roots, no trees. I'll fill your belly up like rice and peas.
Oh.
So a little rap stuff going on. I fucking.
And rice and peas is like the poor man's dish too.
Yeah.
So that
Yeah.
also has its own history.
Yeah, I was super broke at
Yeah.
the time. Everything was
Mhm.
coming apart. So
Yep.
that actually pulled me from the ledge. There's so much suffering. Like my ex left me the same week that my house got foreclosed on. My mother got diagnosed with MS, had to be put in a home,
Wow, man.
and my boss passed away.
Yeah.
So it was just.
I tend to see that a lot in life. I guess just from my experience as well, is that when bad things happen, they happen in waves.
Yeah.
You know, it's not just like, bad things happen every day. Like, oh man, I stubbed my toe. I got a paper cut. Oh,
It's not your baby.
It's not your. But I'm talking about the big things. I'm talking about the impactful things that change your life. These things, they just don't happen alone. And I know a lot of you agree with me. If you agree with me, comment in the section below. Give us a story.
There's two of you, and we got a thumbs up today, so that's always fun.
Nice. And just let us know. Share something with us share a song that has changed your life, that has saved you in some way.
Yeah, like dig into it. And give me one of yours.
Oh well, it was interesting when you started talking about the album and how every song in that album was good, and you never found yourself skipping.
Right.
And so that really brought it back to Ghost Stories by Coldplay.
Oh, I actually don't know that one.
That's
a British band. I know the band, but I don't know song.
It's the album. It's the blue album with like the white wings.
Oh wow! Look at this Coldplay song.
Wow, man, that's all of your homework for next. That's your
that
homework.
album?
That album. So Ghost Stories, Ghost Stories by Coldplay came out while after I broke up with my ex, in between my ex-wife.
Oh wow!
So by the way, I'm single now.
Oh,
but
ladies,
eggplant
emoji if you want it.
But in between that time period, I was going through some growth. I was going through some times, and the songs on that album really spoke to me, and it became so much more powerful when I found out that the lead singer had also just broken up with his wife, Gwyneth Paltrow.
Yeah, from Iron Man, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So they had just broken up, and that album was the byproduct of that.
Some of the best music is made with divorce. Like Seal's last album was amazing, and luckily Heidi Klum broke up with him, so we got that masterpiece.
The sadness that was being transmitted through that, it's exactly what we've been talking about. It connected with me in a way where I was like, wow, I'm not alone right now. this dude is going through the same thing, but maybe even times 10 because he's got kids and he has a wife and
millions of dollars.
And yeah, you're right. I guess
there's some legalities with that.
Maybe.
Too.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
exactly. He's going through some financial woes, and I was too. I was broke. Like I was so broke that I had to make a meal plan. Like I had to find some type of budget, some way to be able to eat during the week, and pay off the debt that I had incurred from my past relationship, from just going out and using credit cards and blah blah blah.
Oh man,
so
I remember that because like the heat. When I was saying like I lost the house.
Yeah,
the heat was $900 for oil. And they're like, "Hey, here you go, $900." I'm like, "What? Where?"
So my plan was I went to Trader Joe's every Friday, spent $50 on broccoli, peas, corn, chicken, some nuts, some shrimp, and that's it.
Wow.
That was those were my meals every single day for I want to say a good 6 months.
Wow.
I lost tons of weight, which was amazing actually.
Because that was the thinnest I've been.
I was eating so clean and not overeating, but regardless, it was a hard time. And to just hear this person going through the same thing, transmitting it in such a way through his music, and it being available at that moment, at that time, it saved my life.
Yeah. Oh man, great experience shared today. Very deep, very emotional. This whole episode, a lot of great share of personal stories in life.
Well,
I think that wraps it up.
That definitely wraps it for us today.
Yeah, that's a rough one.
Thank you guys for listening, though. Hey, somebody cursed, so we had to
it was probably me.
It was this guy Jay Lerma over here talking shit. No, it didn't bleed that time. No. But anyways, guys, thank you for tuning in to another Discussion Show. This was episode 3. Really happy to have you guys, all 2 or 3 of you. Thumbs up, comment, share, let us know what we can do better. And then,
I don't mean to cut you off, but make sure you visit us at